With 2024 closed out, I'm going to share 25 big predictions I've made as it relates to credit cards, travel, and points and miles. These predictions are my opinion alone, but I'm looking forward to hearing what predictions you have for 2025. So be sure to let me know down in the comments. I'm Key, a credit card, points and miles enthusiast and travel lover. On my channel, I discuss the mistakes I've made, my future travel goals, and overall credit journey since 2016. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Starting with, the cost of credit cards will continue to rise in 2025. And no, I'm not talking about just annual fees, although I do think these will continually increase as well. I'm talking about how much time it's taking you to consume or spend down some of these credits, perks, or other benefits that these credit cards are offering. Second prediction is that there'll actually be no shortage or slowdown of what's in your wallet videos on YouTube. Honestly, I'm guilty of it too. I've created a couple of these videos in the past year that I've been on YouTube, and I genuinely enjoy watching these types of videos. However, I do not think that 2025 is going to be any different. I think these videos are going to continuously be popular. My next prediction is that the allure of hotel credit cards is going to start to fade. When I thought about this one, I was thinking more so about the Wyndham Business Earner credit card and, of course, the Hilton Aspire credit cards. Now, with the Wyndham Business Earner in 2024, they've taken away a major way to acquire hotel status with the Las Vegas casinos. And with the Hilton Aspire, because it's an American Express product, I think it's only right that we predict that these annual fees are going to keep going up and up, but also going back to item one, the amount of time we're going to have to spend to consume or, kind of spend down some of these credits is also going to increase at the same time. For example, we have to spend $50 each quarter on airline, and there's a resorts credit and so on and so forth. You get my point. With all of these different credits, the more and more they pile on to us, I really feel like the allure and the amount of recommendations for acquiring these types of credit cards is going to dramatically go down. Dicey prediction here is that folks will still continue to status match, even though, in my opinion, it only makes sense for a very, very small part of the population. Stop giving away your money, your time, to say that you have top status with ABC company. It's time. Let's put it in the past. This is a prediction that I really do hope comes true. Many of the airline credit cards that we're all familiar with will get a refresh. Now, I hope that it comes a point where I want to have some of these types of cards in my wallet for the long term. I want to be able to use these types of cards for everyday spend, but most of the current cards on the market make it very difficult to do so because of the competitors in the transferable currency space, for example. Why should I earn points, let's just say, with Delta when I can earn American Express or other transferable currencies and choose when I want to move those points to Delta or choose when I want to purchase a flight on Delta? So, time for a major, major refresh, and one that I hope helps airline credit cards compete with some of these transferable currencies. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but item 6 is that couponing will be at an all-time high. When I say couponing, I'm not talking about that TV show where people used to go in the grocery store with, piles of clippings. I'm more so talking about people getting more wise with how they're spending money that they're already going to spend anyways. I'm also talking about the folks that like to stack offers. Now, I'm going to definitely do a better job of sharing my experience with stacking. Now, in 2025 on my channel, you can expect me to be sharing different ways that I stack my credit card rewards earnings. So be on the lookout for that. If you haven't already, one quick way that you can start stacking your credit card points is signing up via Rakuten. Now, I do have a referral link in the description link down below, but some of the other examples of stacking are just linking up your credit card with a shopping portal. Additionally, I think folks are really going to be paying attention to their email inbox, where different credit card companies or even different banks are probably going to start hitting us with a lot of different promotions. And I say this because the holiday season is now over, right? And they need a way for us to continually use our credit cards. Last month, in fact, I actually got an offer from Pentagon Federal Credit Union where if I spent $75 or more utilizing my PenFed Pathfinder Rewards credit card, they were going to give me $25 back. Granted, I did have to use a mobile wallet to get that done. One of my cell phone providers does take Apple Pay as a method of payment. So I'm already going to have to pay my cell phone bill anyways. So why not add my PenFed Pathfinder card to my Apple Pay, pay $75 towards my bill, and get a $25 rebate back? I'm all about that type of stacking and couponing. And in 2025, I think we all will be a bit more conscious. I'm thinking with the rise of fintech and all of these online banking services and providers, that these companies are going to start to feel the heat from traditional brick and mortar types of institutions. So, what I'm predicting is that there's going to be a shift in the way that financial services and especially online banks only choose to operate. Prediction number 8, Visa and MasterCard will get into the mergers and acquisition game. We've already seen this with Capital One trying to buy Discover and American Express. Every time I blink my eyes, it seems like they're acquiring another company. I think Visa and MasterCard will also enter into this game as well. Overall, my prediction is that Visa and MasterCard will start to become a bit more greedy and not just want to be known as a payment card network. And maybe they'll get into the game and issue some of their own credit cards under their own branding and logos. I'm not going to provide a spoon on this one, but my next prediction is that American Express will close the Hilton gift card hack. Speaking of American Express, I can't be the only one that wants American Express to get rid of their airline incidental credit for a less restrictive airline credit or just travel credit in general. I think 2025 is going to be that year. However, expect their annual fees to go up if they do so. In 2024, I acquired lifetime silver status with Marriott, and I'm actually hoping that Marriott will bring back their points advance functionality. Here's a skinny on how the points advance used to work back in the day. Let's just say I have 30,000 Marriott points in my account today, but the property I want to stay at, let's say in 2 or 3 months from now, is charging 50,000 Marriott Bonvoy points per night. Now, even though I only have the 30K in my account, what I would be allowed to do on points advance is book the stay. And as long as I have the points, the 50,000 points total in my account before the date of my stay, they'll just take them out of my account as they normally would. Now, since they got rid of that, you must have 100% of the points if you want to book a hotel, no matter what. Moving along, the American Express Gold Card is turning 60 years old soon. So I think it's important that we brace ourselves for some definite changes on the card. And of course, I think American Express is going to roll these out in a fashion that makes it seem like, we're turning 60 and here's all these new enhancements. But whenever I hear enhancements in the credit card game, I just assume price hike. I'm ready for a new credit card to hit the market. So I'm actually predicting that Barclays Bank will launch a new credit card under their Barclay card lineup. I'm predicting this because they're getting rid of their partnership with American Airlines, and all of those cards will migrate over to Citi if you have those today. I think Barclays definitely wants to remain a household name. So to do so, I believe they'll launch a brand new credit card. We've hit the halfway point for the 25 predictions that I have for 2025. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video. Each year, Hyatt announces in advance which properties they will be devaluing by moving them from the current category to a higher category. With that, I think 2025 is the year they stop making this announcement. Now, although I love the announcement and I love, kind of getting ahead of some of these things, they have no obligation to tell us this. So I actually think Hyatt will stop doing this in the future starting in 2025. Here's another one I'm not going to spoon feed, but my prediction is that the Visa and MasterCard gift cards that we all sometimes like to indulge ourselves on as a method of stacking our credit card rewards points, I think the fee on those cards is going to increase to $10 in 2025. I talked about earlier that Barclays will issue a brand new credit card, but I also think more credit card companies are going to start launching a choose your own adventure type of card. So what I mean by that, let's think about the City Custom Cash, where if you spend in your highest category, they're going to give you 5 City points per dollar on that category for the month. There's other cards that already do this, like the American Express Business Gold, and even the US Bank Cash Plus card does this as well, where you're able to choose your own categories and get accelerated points on that category of spend. I'm predicting that we're going to get to a point where we don't have to register our cards for this type of perk, and it'll be more simplistic, similar to how I mentioned automatically behind the scenes. They'll know your highest spending category and assign that as your accelerated points earning category. I'm calling this a choose your own adventure credit card. I hope that makes sense. Item 17 is one of my favorites, and it's that you will start to use Travel Freely to track all of your credit cards. Even though this video is not sponsored, I personally have been utilizing Travel Freely since 2019. What I love about it is that it does not require you to sign into any of your banks or credit card accounts to track all of your credit cards for you. Grab the link for Travel Freely in the description box down below and get signed up today. The next prediction that I have for 2025 is that Built will actually partner with a large mortgage provider through maybe a company outside of Wells Fargo as well in 2025. I'm not an advocate for using your points and miles in this fashion, but my next prediction is that Delta will add the ability to erase your charges with miles in your Delta account. You can already do this when you're checking a bag at the kiosk, or if you're in the Delta Sky Club and you want to purchase a luxury type of drink or bottle of champagne. I think they're just going to keep adding different services that you can pay with points on outside of just utilizing them for airline travel. This next one is a bit more selfish, I would say, but Breeze will start to operate a nonstop flight from my home airport, Providence, to Newark, New Jersey. In the next couple months, Delta is actually dropping the nonstop coverage from Providence to JFK, as well as United is stopping the nonstop coverage from Providence to Newark. So it's time, and I think that Breeze will pick up the slack here on this route. Prediction number 22 is for Citibank. So Citi, if you're listening, you will remove the Citi thank you point expiration window. I want points to never expire with your program, no matter what I do with them. Transfer them, pool them, whatever. The window is out in 2025. We're on the home stretch here. This next prediction relates to US Bank, and I actually think on all of their credit cards that they will drop the priority pass restaurant access in 2025. Speaking of US Bank, when they announce that priority pass is getting dropped, they will add the ability for you to pool all of your altitude points in one account, regardless of how you earn them. If it was on a US Bank Altitude Reserve card that's been discontinued, or if it's from an Altitude Connect credit card, either business or personal. All of the points you earn will be pooled in one account. Think of this like your relationship with American Express or Chase, where it's easy to combine points and move them into one account. On the home stretch, Wells Fargo, I have not forgotten about you. And my prediction is that you will add 2 new transfer partners, and no, one of them will not be Hyatt. Last but not least is from our good friends at Capital One. They will finally allow us to product change any of the cards we have with ease. So For folks with a Quicksilver card, can you say hello to the Saver card? I can't wait for this one to become true. Thank you so much for listening to my 25 big predictions that I have for the credit card, travel, and points of miles game in 2025. As I mentioned at the start of this video, I want to hear what predictions you have for 2025. Perhaps later in the year, I'll circle back and do a follow up video on not only these predictions, but the ones you outlay in the comments.